Ladies and gentlemen, your THORnews comprehensive coverage of hurricane season continues as still a hurricane. Douglas is about to make landfall on the Hawaiian Islands. And this storm has surprised a lot of people, but not me, by maintaining its strength. And some people are surprised because it may be strengthening before it makes landfall, which is highly anomalous for this area. But 2020 is a highly anomalous year. And with the imbalance of all the planets and it being 2020, I would definitely be prepared for things to surprise to the upside on pretty much everything, which is why I recommend playing excellent defense. Stephen Eckhart, wow, that's close, much more formidable than usual from the east. And so it's probably going to make landfall just above Lani Island to Aniaki. I'm not good at the names. But that is a pretty big eye, and that is a pretty tight storm. And so I hope everyone in Hawaii is prepared. There's an absolute major weather Twitter obsession with the next big storm, 92L, which will probably be Isaias. They're saying it has a 90% chance of developing, but we're all pretty sure it's going to develop. And with this thing 10 days away from the coast, if it does make landfall anywhere, in the middle of a pandemic, any type of planning and preparation you might have now would really help, especially if this thing is headed towards a major population center. And so technically, at this point, it is a guessing game for everyone where Isaias will go. And so I'm going to use my predictions from last year, this year, because everybody's taking a guess. And so I predicted last year that hurricane would hit South Texas, Louisiana, the upper northeast like that, and then Crystal River, Florida. So this is where I guess it would go. It would either be here. My second guess would be Florida. I mean, it could go out to sea, but it's 2020. Do you really think things are going to go out to sea? I'd much rather have you guys be prepared and even evacuate a little ahead of time if you thought you needed to be, because having a storm roll through there like that would be a major disaster. And so this is possible. I'm not here to fearmonger anybody, but you've been paying attention to 2020, so it's best to just be prepared for worst case scenario and pray for the best. But I got a bad feeling about this one, man. China's been having major flooding, but this is Monterey, where tropical storm Hannah, who had just hit South Texas as a hurricane, is now causing major flooding down in Mexico and South America. I mean, Central America, sorry. I mean, you really don't want to get caught off guard this year, you know? And so if you're new here, I usually have a strategy where we look at the worst case scenario and everybody prepares for it because, you know, it's large population centers. We don't want to lose any lives. And the plague on top of it makes it harder to plan and prepare for. But you can do it if you put your mind to it. And so we're looking at our second hurricane strike in less than 72 hours with another one that everyone's been watching. I've been watching it for like 10 days now. I mean, since the first time that thing rolled off of the models, I've been like, oh my God, dude. I'm showing you all about it. And so here comes Douglas towards Kuanaakaki. I'm not good at pronouncing the names. So it'll probably make landfall either there or in Honolulu, and the storm surge will probably be pretty high. And some definitely heavy rain and big waves, big surf. The UK Met puts it here next Saturday, and that would be about a Category 2, Category 3 storm. And so, like I said, my first guess now would be the New England, New Jersey, New York area, and then my second guess would be Miami. But like I said, at this point, nobody knows, asterisk, and it's a guessing game. And I'm not threatened by it, so I'm just doing what I can to help people be aware who are on the coasts. But in the 12Z Euro run, Invest 92 just goes poof as it smashes into all of the islands. So that, I mean, you know, this may go out to sea, but I'm saying I'd be prepared, man. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel me? I mean, this is a pretty serious hurricane to hit anywhere, let alone being on an island. Just like Nathan Nerd says, today's long-range model guidance for Invest 92L continues the trend. A possible hurricane strength East Coast hugger. The models might not always be right, but it's better to have an idea of what could happen so you can prepare in advance. Oh, I couldn't put it better. That's what I'm saying. So, there's 111 million people along this coastline. So, and any day you'd only have 11 days, 10 days right now to prepare. And even less if it's down here. It varies. But it is game time. We've just been hit by 2 hurricanes, and we're about to get hit by our second hurricane in 3 days. And there's still a couple months left in hurricane season. We're not even at peak hurricane season yet, bro. Yeah, this storm has sustained 90-mile-per-hour winds at last check. Douglas hurricane. Only 2 hurricanes have made landfall in the state of Hawaii during the 20th century. Iniki in 1992 remains the most powerful to hit the Hawaiian Islands in recorded history. So all the best guys are on the case, but here's your range of where it could go. Cranky breaking it down in new super GIF format. Primary belief is Southwest Atlantic weakness develops, yet underestimating high rebuild is possible. Our 2 high-pressure centers and the tumbling ridges around the high. The weakness between the 2 Harry Potter cells. The weakness advances as the ridge tumbles. The system advances to chase. The ridge builds in behind. Entity heads into the Southwest Atlantic, along with the unresolved envelope of tracking. And then you hit the reset button. So, now the time is the time to prepare and plan. We've got major heat anomalies up in the Northeast. If it does head up there, I would say a category 2 or 3 hurricane would be possible. And that's what I was saying all last year. I was wrong last year. I could be right this year. But I predicted it last year way ahead of time. Like a year ahead of time, and then I was wrong. And this year I didn't predict it, and it could be here. Last year's predictions a year later. That would be weird. So we're talking about our storm into the Southwest Atlantic. This brought to us by Cranky Weather Guy. Chasing the ridge tumble up the coast. Meeting the stalled front in the Middle Atlantic. We focus on the northern plains trough. The trailing kick set to undercut it. Our stalled mid-Atlantic front. The disturbances dropping into New England. Weather's complex. The tropical disturbance. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. The southwest monsoon tropical moisture feed. It's all a bunch of moving parts. The inner Gulf of Mexico tropical moisture feed. It's all about the massive elongated high cell. Yet focus turns to the inner core and ridge tumble. A look at the entire new inner core AB high. An important feature, a weakness in the high. The northern wave break shapes the high. The trough from Korea's weeks-old event. This weakness advances to the Southwest Atlantic. The ridge over the eastern U.S. This is all tumbling within the larger, higher cell. First, the ridge tumbles east, allowing the high to advance, opening space for the weakness to advance. A space the disturbance then tries to fill. Continental ridge in northwest periphery shaping. of which is handled by the trough. The ridge tumbles east. The trough advances and sags to marry the front. Aw, how cute. Next process. This footprint is a key to the Southwest Atlantic tracking. Return flow is surging here, and new stream flow. We have the ridge over the Ohio Valley. Hey, Dave Chappelle. High spills overhead and breaks. A block. Putting pressure on the stalled front. Attention back to the trough, which advances and sags to reinforce the front, followed by an East Pacific high advance, forcing a low to spin up on the front. Meanwhile, our disturbance is advancing into that stream flow of the Southwest Atlantic, of which is undetermined as high yet evolves. Theory is disturbance seeks lower pressure. Boom. Then interaction with front low tropical disturbance. It could move left or right along the front before another trough pushes it east, before possibly capturing it anew, thus creating a large and strange envelope. That is a large and strange envelope. Generalized disturbance advancing, hitting the stream flow of the Southwest Atlantic, creating a large all-inclusive threat area. Pacific Ridge breaking east, which influences the trough advance, pushing the northwest periphery of the ridge. Disturbance and trough interactions affect the ridge. Tumbling Pacific ridges affect trough advance, the timing of which impacts eastern U.S. streamflows. Never mind the eastern North American reconfiguration and the impact it has on the tumbling ridge. This will shape the northeast U.S. buffer. Haven't even prodded the disturbance healthily. That's what she said. Envelope advances, hostility interaction to be determined. Boom. We're back to the beginning. This is why he's the best, dude. That's why I always say he's the best. And there you go. And to simplify, oh, excuse me. Everybody under the pink dotted line needs to be paying attention. And then everybody all along this coast needs to be watching, because you've only got 10 days left. And here is like, it can go anywhere in this cone. So you have my guesses, you have my thoughts. I will reread them for you. Main theory lies in Southwest Atlantic weakness. However, our highs are resilient, and there is a chance the whole theory is too quick and the high rebounds back southwest to force tracking. We won't know for 2 to 3 days. Thus, nothing new to add. His last night tweet. Although he added a lot in that giant gift thing, which was awesome. And which is why he's always my number one, the guy I turn to for information. Although sometimes we disagree. I thought Hannah was going to be a hurricane, and it was. Although there are times where I think something's going to be a hurricane, and it's not. Anywho, great job, and I'm just keeping you guys updated. I hope Hawaii is safe. I want to go there someday. And I've heard the people are great. So everybody stay cool. That was weird. Okay. Oh. Yeah, this is going to be our second hurricane hit in just a matter of 72 hours. All right, stay safe, and may God protect y'all. God bless everyone.